Hello everybody, I hope you're well. We're back at the big one this week and we got some good news. The building inspector has been, passed everything off, which means the concrete's gone in, which means we're able to order some building materials and we can actually start building something. So let's do something a little bit different in this video. Let's not start with a load of talking, let's use some stuff up, let's actually do something and then we'll talk about it later. Hey, we built something. Progress, isn't it, I suppose? And in unison, we await the day that gets rendered. It's ugly, isn't it? Very ugly. But it's, what can I tell you? It's there to serve a purpose. Got to hold that ground back. So it's bulky, it's very bulky. Built with these things, 7.3 Newton, 215 by 215, 440 concrete block. Top tip for them, if ever you're using these, get somebody else to do it. All right, I've just ordered myself a new lumber region off replaceyourback.com, so that should be coming next week. So there we have it. So the spec for this then, this wall, is that every block has got a piece of rebar into the concrete and sticking up through it, and then every course there's 10mm rebar going through, and then what will happen is once it's all built, or once it's all gone off properly, we'll put some concrete down every hole, and then we'll put the rebar down into this one down here. So then that rebar then, which will be about 2 meters tall, will go all the way up, all the way down into that one. And then once that's gone off, then we'll concrete it again. And then what we'll do, we'll put that rebar this side of the rebar that goes that way, so it pushes against that. And then once all that gets concreted all the way up to the very top, all the way down the wall, so it just becomes solid. And then that's the spec. That's what we've been told to do, and that's what we're going to do. So yeah, what do you think of that? 10mm rebar in the joints has been a bit of a nightmare, it's got to be said. But 8mm would have been better, but I was told 10, and guess what? 8mm's discontinued apparently, or they're trying to discontinue it, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, right, I'll just show you the back of that wall. And there are our pillars. They go 4 blocks wide at the bottom, and it steps to 3, then 2, then 1. So then any weight, when we start backfilling it, that goes onto that pillar sort of counteracts any weight that goes against it. But we're not going to ram soil down there anyway or whatever. It's all got to be stoned and everything, because there's water management to go behind it. All that needs tanked, which is one of the reasons why it's so far away from this building here, the ground line here, the boundary line I should say. We've had the fear of God put into us by the party wall surveyor, who said under no circumstances get any concrete go anywhere near or on the boundary line. It's a trespass to next doors, and it's a lawsuit waiting to happen, and blah blah blah. So okie dokie, over it comes. But it's not as if we haven't got the ground to play with, so we're all right. So yeah, hopefully once all that's filled with concrete, that's going to be enough. But also we've got services to put behind here, because in this trench, as well as another wall to hold this ground back, is going to be the drainage for the garden room, for the shower, the tub. That's a full bathroom, isn't it, down there? So all that's got to go down behind the wall and then into our drainage system, our sewers, which will be somewhere down there, all to come in future episodes. And then the water management from there will then go into a soakaway, which will be in an as yet undisclosed location down there. Well, from you saw from the montage footage, I suppose, Mindy came and put the concrete in for us. There's about 18 cube in there, so it's 2 full loads. There we have it, but we could only do half, well, just over half of the footing for the extension. Reason being, there's still a dispute that way, so we're not allowed to dig within 3 metres of the boundary, which is roughly around about there. So we've got some rebar, shutted it all off, got some rebar shoved through. So same length there is in that concrete there, so when you pull that away, all that will be all tied in as and when. I think there's 6 lengths in there, so it should be enough, hopefully. But yeah, there we go. And then moving on to the semi emergency scaffold. Because of this dispute, we can't get this footing in. That is being like that for far too long. Weather's changing, wind's picking up. You look at that and it just, you know, I like my nights in bed asleep for the most part, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all braced up now. That's not just a scaffold, that's all braced up both sides, all pinched together, can't go anywhere. So just for the duration, because we don't want anything nasty happening. So it won't be. So that's all right now, so rest easy. So we're good, we're getting there. We need this job to sort of kick off now, really. We need that dispute sorted, but there we have it. That's where we're at. And of course the building inspector's been, everything needs to be passed off with him before we could obviously fill these trenches with concrete and all that sort of stuff. Now this week, the beginning of this week, when did they come on Tuesday, was their first involvement in the job, simply because there was no point in getting them in before that. We needed to uncover everything, we needed to find every problem that we could, get them around once, describe everything, go into everything in detail, show him the structural reports as to a way of rectifying all the issues that we found. Are you happy? Can we carry on? Can we do this footing in 2? Can we put the rebar in like that? All that sort of stuff. And he was fine. He was good. It was a good meeting. It was productive. So yeah, which led to the concrete going in, and where it absolutely hammered down. So which is why we couldn't really film that. And yeah, and then the building, as you can see, or as you've seen in the video. So yeah, you know, we're getting there in bits, but it really needs to flow. The whole point of this job was that I'm doing something out here, I'm building this, well, maybe the roof's coming off, that sort of thing. You know, there's people everywhere doing stuff. Hasn't happened as yet. It really does seem to need to soon. So there we go. A couple of you have mentioned comments like this one about how you price for a job like this. Well, we've got a little software tool, haven't we? And thankfully they're sponsoring these videos, so thank you for that. And at the end of the video, Richard will talk you through exactly how it all goes and why it's such a good thing to have, because it does make things a lot easier, especially people like me who hate computers. I can't seem to get them working. The thought of sitting at one just puts me off. In fact, I've lost jobs up to now because I haven't quoted for them, because the thought of getting home and sitting in front of the computer and doing all that sort of stuff, it gets to me. So, but yeah, it's really helped us out. That's that YourTrade stuff. So yeah, it's brilliant. Right then, I think that's it. So there we have it then. That was the week that was. You're watching this on a Sunday. This is the Friday afternoon, so you're bang up to date with where we are. We're trying to do these as like weekly vlogs, if you like, and the progress that we can get done in a week, although it is a bit patchy, granted. Shout out to Sean Edwards, I believe, if memory serves, who won the silly little competition about how much the tack came in at. He didn't want a prize, he wanted a charity donation to a charity of his choice, which was I thought very, very nice. So thank you for that, Sean. A donation has been made, as you can see here. And I'm sure they're very appreciative of it. So yeah, nice one, mate. That's a nice classy touch, well done. Right then, by all means, questions, put them in the comments. We're not going to demolish the entire house. It isn't cheaper to do it. Easier, yes, granted, but it's no way cheaper. And the 20% VAT freeness of it all, or exemption, all that sort of stuff, will not cover it. Unfortunately, trust me, I've done the sums over and over again, but there we go, there we have it. Right, as I say, sorry for the short video, but it's the way it is, it's just the way it is. Hope you're all well, have a great weekend, see you soon.
Just like to say a big thank you to our sponsor, YourTradebase, and their mission is to simplify the way tradespeople like you and I do business. So I'll be using it a couple of months now, and there's a couple of things that I like the most. The fact that you can update your quote or answer a question received from a customer after sending a quote to them, all of them within the same software. You can do it on your phone because it links with the app on my computer. Because there's nothing worse than having a phone call saying, can you do this, can you add this, and forgetting to do it when you get home. Doing a quote now I'm all set up, it's got to save me 2 or 3 hours. So why don't you click on the link in the description and get 3 months for free, which is 30-day free trial, and then 2 additional months from YourTradebase, equivalent to a saving of £50. It's well worth the money. It's saved me a lot of time, and well, what can I say? Everyone likes to save a bit of time, don't they, so they can do the things they want to do, like stand in the sunshine. I know I do. Right then, shall we do some work, shall we?